Okay, hello, this is Ghosty. I'm recording this Christmas Day. If you're wondering why I sound so fucking terrible and will be out of breath this entire video, it's because someone clearly came to the Christmas party and was sick, and now everyone in the fucking family is sick. Wonderful. So this is my top 10 Marvel Legends of 2024. Very hard to narrow it down to 10. I was thinking of doing 20. But I decided to just do the 10 and do a bunch of honorable mentions. Here is just some of the honorable mentions. There we go, turn that away for now. So, yeah, sorry, having issues recording because some lights broke, so I'm using a big ol' Milwaukee tripod lamp. But yeah, so a few honorable mentions are not here, like the Secret Wars wave Beyonder and Titania, who I didn't bother getting out because there's already a lot of figures here that can't fit into frame. But here we have the 2-pack Spider-Man the Animated Series Spider-Man. He was in the top 10 at first, but I realized there were a lot of better figures, and I don't want the list to be all Spider-Man. Then behind him is, I can't think, Lilith, who I've been waiting for a long, long time. I'll probably get some of those Mythic Legions effects to go with her. Above her is the Wolverine and Spider-Man from, I think, Target. They were Target exclusives. Got those the same day, same trip. That was good. The Superior Spider-Man was defective. I reported it to Hasbro, and they sent me something of equal or greater value in the mail to replace it. What they ended up sending me was the Marvel Legends Deadpool and Hydra Bob 2-pack. That was a fucking shock. One of the highlights of the year. We have the Walmart exclusive Venom. I'm sure a lot of you will probably not like that he's not in the top 10. Other people probably would not like if I put him in the top 10, and honestly, I don't think he deserves the top 10. To make him even a little bit fun to play with, I had to modify the figure. And he's still not pinless. So, next is Prowler. He's only in the honorable mentions because there were a lot of good figures this year. I wanted so bad to put him in the top 10, but there wasn't room for him. But he is great, and he's pinless too. Next is Blackheart, one of the biggest disappointments of this year. I thought he would for sure make the top 5. He can't really stand without propping him up against something with his tail or using big plastic stands to peg into his feet. Then there's Lewis Creed, the Sabretooth, who was pretty good, but again, you'd have to modify him to give him good head range, and his legs aren't pinless, only his arms. Next is Quicksilver, who just wasn't enough new to make the top 10, but he would have if he came with maybe some power effects or something. Next is Carnage, the Retro Carnage, and the camera fell. Hold on. So yeah, the Retro Carnage. He is only in the honorable mentions because I wanted a more comic-inspired Carnage for the Retro line. So, less sculpt, and a more flat Carnage, a more classic 90s look. But the accessories he comes with are great, and he was a lot of fun to play with this year. Behind him is Moon Knight. This specific version of Moon Knight was one I was waiting for a while. He comes with new hands that have his moon symbols on them and the knuckles, but they got the symbol on his chest wrong. They put a crescent when in this costume it was an Ankh on his chest. But he's also here not really because of that, mostly just because there's a lot of other figures that came out this year that were just far, far better than what you see here. So, yeah, there was some good stuff this year. let's get started in the actual top 10. Alright. Oh, hello. Still feeling terrible. Alright, for number 10 is the X-Men 97 Cyclops. I was really excited for this one. I was so glad to get him. I pre-ordered him at GameStop and picked him up a couple weeks later. Got him fairly early. A few days before even the release date on their website, they sent me an email saying it was ready for pickup. So that was great. Other than, of course, the head looking like a cartoon, it's the best Cyclops we've gotten so far. And it's going on my comic display, which has a lot of other 97 figures because it was the easiest way to get Nightcrawler and Jean Grey. But yeah, he comes with an alternate head with a I-beam effect, and it's great. I love it. I'm going to get that new Cyclops in the Holocaust, or what do they call him now? I don't think they call him Holocaust anymore. Genocide? I forgot. The big orange dude from Age of Apocalypse. They're coming out with a new Cyclops in that Build-A-Figure wave. And I'm going to get that beam to give to this guy when I get that Sentinel next October. That'll look great. So yeah, one of my favorite figures of this year. Of course, in my top 10 favorite. And despite not having a lot, I love the fact that there's hardly any paint. And a lot of people are going to hate that statement. I love when there's like very little paint. I like how the belt, the straps, everything is a separate piece glued to the figure, so I don't have to glue it down myself. And because there's very little paint on the figure, I can play with it as much as I want without worrying about chipping or rubbing off paint. Which is why I don't play with any of my Spider-Man, Carnage, or Venom figures. I don't want to get the paint all ruined, because then I would have to touch it up, mess it up, and then pay an artist to touch it up, and I'm not going to go through that again. Alright, next figure. Alright. Ooh. Okay, I'm noticing lines going down the screen, so let me change the lighting real quick. Alright, yeah, I'm still working out the lighting after my old lights broke. Alright, number 8 is Jacko Lantern. I'm not going to call him Mad Jack. That's wrong, I believe. So yeah, we have Jacko Lantern, one of my most anticipated figures for this year, and one of my most wanted Spider-Man villains ever. I love Halloween. I'm Ghosty, of course. I love spooky things, and this figure is perfect for me. I love the detail and paint in the head. I love the fire effects. I'll put like a red ring light behind him. One of those little finger ring lights you get from the Ice Cream Man. And I would put it behind his head, and it looked great in a lot of photos. He also comes with a flying apparatus. I don't know what this is specifically called in the comics, but it doesn't actually fly like you'd think. It bounces. So it comes with a piece you can take off and plug in this flight stand, which I believe came with Green Goblin from No Way Home. But I gave it to Jacko Lantern so he can look cool on my shelf. The figure, I believe, is mostly new, from the boots, gloves, and abdomen, of course. And it's entirely pinless. It feels great to handle. It doesn't feel flimsy whatsoever. And it's overall just one of the most fun figures I've gotten this year. Although, be careful not to lose his little pumpkin bomb, because I had to find that several times. Basically, every time I handle him, I lose the bomb and have to find it. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, and on to, was this number 7? Yeah, number 7. Yes. I don't fucking know. Okay, I'm sick. Whichever number it is, it's the black costume Spider-Man from the Secret Wars wave. And hold on, is there? Oh yeah, there's paint chipping on the eyeball. That's gonna drive me crazy now that I've noticed that. So yeah, black costume Spider-Man. On the body mold I wanted him on. This is great. I know a lot of people don't like this body because it's too small. Spider-Man's small. He's a small dude, especially in the 80s. I prefer him like this, not big and bulky like on the Sunfire body. So this is perfect for me. This is exactly the Spider-Man I wanted. And honestly, there's not a lot I would change. He comes with the perfect amount of hands. He comes with 2 different heads. An unmasked head would have been fine, but not mandatory. I'm struggling to think of any accessories he should have come with. Maybe some symbiote webs. But honestly, it's perfect as is. This is perfect. I'm just trying not to put him too high because there's a lot of other stuff that came out this year. Alright, on to... I don't know. Okay, I think this one's number 7. I'm not doing good, as you can tell. Next is the Marvel Legends retro-carded Scarlet Spider. Another one I've been wanting. I remember getting the original from the Rhino Bathwave. That one was great. One of my best memories with this toy line. I still have that Rhino figure. I have the new retro one. But the old one's still special to me, just like the old Scarlet Spider is. But this one is objectively better. Completely pinless, firmer plastic. No accessories other than the hands. But that's fine. I would have liked a Ben Reilly head, but... yeah, of course they're not going to do that. So, I'll take what I can get, I guess. But he is one of the most fun figures I got this year. He's a lot of fun to pose and play around with. Of course, he's Spider-Man. And again, not a lot of paint, so I don't have to worry about chipping the paint while I'm playing with him. So that's cool. I can pose him around all I want, take as many photos as I want, and not damage him. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, next is the Marvel Legends 2-pack Wasp, I believe exclusive to Hasbro Pulse? Yeah, that sounds about right. Hasbro Pulse. This was not one I really knew I wanted or needed, but she was posted for pre-order. Or actually, no, I think it was for regular sale. Hold on. Alright, fix the lighting. Alright, so she was posted for sale in a 2-pack, and I was like, I don't have a Wasp, do I? And, well, this is the Wasp I imagine when I think of her, so I got her. Now I only need a classic Hulk to do a first appearance Avengers. If I want to, I probably will. But yeah, she's way better than I expected to be. She's, I think, mostly new. I'm probably wrong, though. The heads are great. The wings are the same old wings we've had since the beginning of Marvel Legends from Hasbro. That's fine. They look good. I like how vaguely pearlescent they are. Not a lot to say. You know, it's a basic costume from the 1960s, so there's not a lot going on. But it's one of my favorite looks for not only Wasp, but one of my favorite looks for any Avenger. I think it's a very solid costume, and one that we should see more of in the future. Alright, on to the next one. And number 5 is the Secret Wars Captain America. One that I knew I didn't really need from the start because I had the 20th anniversary cap. But I knew I was going to get. And then when I saw that he was pinless, I was like, yeah, I need him for sure. And again, it's a new cap, a classic cap without a classic shield. Because the 20th anniversary had peg holes. This one came with a broken shield. But hey, I already have a few other Captain Americas. I have the first retro cap, so I just give that shield to this figure, and it's fine. I know everyone can't do that, but that's what I did, and I'm happy. He comes with a smiling head and an angry head, something we don't see a lot from Captain America figures. I do prefer either a smiling face or an angry face over just a solid stoic face. If I want a stoic Cap, I guess I'll put the old one on the shelf. If I want a smiling or angry one, I'll put this one on the shelf. Also, this one's pinless. Something else I've noticed is that these stripes on his lower abdomen are a different pattern from the 20th anniversary, with the red being in the middle and white going outwards. Well, this one is white in the middle, red going outwards. So that's interesting, little difference. I believe the gloves are different as well. And the red is a strange red, I'll give you that. But it looks good in most photos. But to the eye, it looks a little weird in some lighting. But that's fine. I love this figure. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, next is the Marvel Legends 2-pack. I believe 85th anniversary. Iron Fist. One character I've been wanting really bad in his classic costume. Finally, I got him. And it was a real surprise finding him. I was at Chili's with my family for a family dinner. And there was a Target nearby, so while we were waiting for a table, I decided to walk across the street to Target. And they had, I think, a full stock of these on the shelf on sale for, I believe, $40, $38, something like that. Around, like, high 30s to 40. Plus a sale for toys. So the whole pack ended up being like $30. Huge steal. I was really happy with it. I was going to sell the Luke Cage, but he was way better than I thought he'd be. I should have included him in the honorable mentions, because he does deserve it. But this figure blew my mind. New sculpting for the torso. They actually sculpted the yellow collar and stripe going down as a separate piece, fully separate piece. And the flesh tone is even a different piece. It's all a different piece. Posable ribbon on the head for the bandana. I believe it was 6 pairs of hands, something like that, something absurd. Lots of different hands, plus fire effects, and an extra head. Whole lot of value right there in one figure that is pinless and superposable, which is perfect for this character. Definitely cannot be topped anytime soon. He's probably one of the best superposable Marvel Legends, right next to Black Widow. I'm so happy I got him, and I hope Hasbro keeps doing figures like this in the future, giving us that insane value. Alright, for number 3 is a sad one. This one would have been higher if it weren't for a few reasons. But it is the 85th anniversary Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. My personal favorite Ghost Rider, as I grew up reading him. No, I did not grow up in the time where he was being published, but I only liked the older comics, and a principal of mine gave me a collection of his. So my first introduction to Ghost Rider was the movie and the Danny Ketch comic books. And they were great. I love this costume, I love this design, and it is so much better than the retro Ghost Rider, which broke on me. Hopefully this one won't break. But the fire effects that make the figure stand were clearly molded wrong, and I can't get them to flatten out so they don't sit flush. They do not stay level, and it creates a lot of wobbling. But the bike is great. I love the fire effects they included that allow the figure to stand on its own. No headlights in the front of that motorcycle for some reason. That's an odd choice. But it's an easy fix. Just some clear yellow plastic and some craft paper and glue, and it fixes it right up. But this is great. The figure is a little short. I've heard a lot of people complain. I don't care about his height. I like varying heights in the figures. so I don't mind if Danny catches a little short. I always saw Ghost Rider as a shorter character, so I have no complaints with the figure's height. But I do have complaints with the figure's head. One, it is the same head we've been getting for Ghost Rider ever since the return of Marvel Legends in the Terrax Bath Wave. Yeah, it's been that long. It's the same head this entire time. I don't think we've ever gotten a new one. And this one must have a defect, or maybe it's this figure in general. The jaw is gummy, and it sits very weird. Off to the side, if you can notice, the jaw is always pointing to the side. I've tried fixing it. It just keeps going back to its old position, even after boiling and reheating. It seems to have only made it worse. But I guess they painted his eye sockets, so you win some, you lose some, I guess. Alright, this one was a tough pick between number 2 and number 1, but this is how I'm doing it. For the number 2 spot is the 85th anniversary Odin, who is so big I can't really get him properly in frame. Odin I found for an absurd discount at Target. I'm talking absurd discount. I found him while I was at Hobby Lobby. Target was next door. Again, decided to stop in. Only 2 of him left, and 1 was clearly returned with the wrong accessory, so only 1 left, really. But he was on sale for $35. Plus, I believe it was 25% off all Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars toys for Target Circle members. So I got an absurd price for this guy, and I couldn't be happier, as you can tell from the sound of my voice. This was awesome. I mean, what a surprise. I wasn't going to get him because of his original price of $60. Thought that was a bit too high. But, of course, you can't beat, like, 20 whatever I paid for him. Even 35 was enough for me to get him. But, yeah, he comes with a lot of accessories. He comes with a fabric cape, not wired, but still fabric. He comes with a spear, or a trident, plus his sword. He has a removable fur collar that allows you to remove the cape underneath it. He comes with, I believe, 2 different heads, plus different helmets for those heads. You can either have long hair, this big old horned helmet, or a battle helmet. And actually, I don't think he came with another head. I think that's the only head you get, but you get 3 helmets. So, honestly, that's pretty good, and an extra pair of hands. Absurd value for what I paid for it. I still think 60 is a bit too high. But he does come with his 2 ravens as well. And one of them only one of them, sadly, has painting on it. A metallic purple, like ravens do on their wings. Sadly, only one of the ravens got it. But yeah, this is an amazing figure. I couldn't put him down for like 2 weeks straight. I have him right here on my shelf behind me, plain as day, so that I can see him every day. He's a cool-ass fucking figure. And I can't praise it enough. But we're going to go on to number 1. Okay. Finally, at the number 1 spot, this one was a hard choice, is the Marvel Legends. I don't believe 50 or 85th anniversary. I believe she was just a regular release. Phoenix. I believe she was an Amazon exclusive. I got her on mild discount, like $5 discount. I would have bought her full price anyway, so that's cool. But I was not expecting this figure to be as cool as she was. 1, new body mold. Different articulation in the torso. She has the lower abdomen crunch and a ball joint at the upper abdomen. So you get a lot of range there. Double jointed elbows that are pinless, and a butterfly joint. which is all basically pretty new for female figures from Marvel Legends, to get articulation that good and have the sculpt actually look nice. You get 2 alternate heads. You get, of course, the Fiery Phoenix base, which I don't know if I'm going to display this figure quite yet, so I might give the base minus the Phoenix to the Human Torch, but I'm not sure. I also researched the Phoenix after getting this figure and found out a few surprising things, like it isn't technically Jean Grey, so that's kind of cool. I always like learning from the figures I buy. But she was, I believe, 50, but I got her for like 40-something to 45. That's pretty good. I don't really have as much praise for her as I do Odin. I don't know why, but she just felt right in the #1 spot. Maybe because of the popularity of the character or the lower price than Odin. Either way, I had a lot of fun with this figure, and now I'm hoping we get a Dark Phoenix with the same treatment as her. Hopefully with a slightly different base, but with the same amazingly painted face and new body mold. We'll see. Probably not for a long, long time, but still. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed, even though the lighting's been fucked. I sound like I've been fucked. I am dying. Probably. I'm surviving off of Dayquil right now. But Merry Christmas, guys, and Happy New Year. I'd love you guys to comment and tell me what you got, what figures you got, what figures you are looking forward to most next year, what figures you want most that Hasbro hasn't shown any signs of doing, and just tell me how your Christmas went. Check out my Twitter. I have 2 of them that you can go to if you want to see me talk about action figures or see me talk about schizophrenic ramblings. I think both are linked. I have a Redbubble as of a week ago. If you want to buy some of my stickers, if you follow my Twitter, you know I have some characters I get art of, and I make some designs myself. So if you want stickers of buff dudes, go to my Redbubble. Think $150 a sticker if you buy 10 or more. Other than that, I have nothing else to say till next year. I don't know what I'm going to review. I am so out of it, I don't know if I can record anything but this. Tiring year. Alright. Last video 2024. See you guys next year. Have a wonderful day, wonderful Christmas, and a wonderful New Year. Bye.